Your owner's manual says change the oil every 7,500 miles, or every 10,000, maybe every 15,000 if you drive a BMW. You followed that number. You trusted it. You assumed it was set purely by engineers who wanted your engine to last as long as possible. The reality is more complicated than that. The interval in your owner's manual is shaped by a combination of engineering testing, oil chemistry, emissions targets, fuel economy regulations, warranty period assumptions, and business factors, not all of which point in the same direction when it comes to your engine's condition at 150,000 miles. And once you understand what actually goes into that number, you will read it very differently. According to the United States Department of Energy, 73% of all light-duty vehicles produced for the 2023 model year came with gasoline direct injection, including vehicles that combine GDI with port fuel injection. That figure covers production, not necessarily all vehicles currently on the road, but it reflects how widespread GDI has become across modern gasoline vehicles in the United States. That engine technology, particularly in turbocharged applications, has specific characteristics that make oil condition more important and in some operating conditions more challenging to maintain than older engine designs. Not universally, but for a meaningful number of drivers, under specific conditions, the standard interval may not tell the whole story. By the end of this, you will know what those conditions are, how to check whether they apply to your vehicle, and what your owner's manual already says about them in a section that almost nobody reads. What goes into the number in your manual manufacturer oil change intervals are not arbitrary. They are based on real engineering, oil chemistry testing, engine dynamometer testing, real-world durability evaluations, and the oil specification the vehicle is designed to use. Modern, full synthetic oils are genuinely more capable than oils from 20 years ago. The chemistry has improved, and extended intervals reflect that improvement in part. But intervals are also shaped by factors that are not purely about engine longevity. Environmental regulations and broader sustainability goals also create pressure to reduce waste. Longer intervals mean fewer used oil changes and filters over a vehicle's life, a consideration that aligns with both regulatory messaging and reduced maintenance program costs. Fuel economy standards create pressure to specify lower viscosity oils and calibrate engines to run on them at specific intervals. That combination can affect how quickly the oil's protective properties change under operating conditions. And for manufacturers that offer complementary maintenance programs, the interval has a financial dimension worth understanding. BMW's Ultimate Care program covers the first 3 years or 36,000 miles of scheduled maintenance, including oil changes. Consumer Reports documented that BMW's original program was based on 15,000-mile oil change intervals before they shortened it to 10,000 miles in 2014. When a manufacturer covers oil changes under an included program, a longer interval means fewer covered services, which reduces the cost of that program to the manufacturer. That is a fact. Whether that financial consideration influenced the interval is an inference, not a proven direct cause. The available evidence does not establish that BMW set the 15,000-mile interval specifically to reduce maintenance program costs. But the relationship between longer intervals and fewer covered services exists and is worth understanding. The result of all these factors combined is an interval optimized for a set of assumptions about how cars are driven under normal conditions. And that is where the conversation gets specific. Normal versus severe, the section of your manual you have probably never read. Almost every owner's manual contains 2 maintenance schedules, the one on the sticker in your windshield, and a second one, usually buried toward the back of the maintenance section, labeled something like severe service or special operating conditions. The severe service schedule specifies shorter intervals, and the definition of what qualifies as severe service is broader than most drivers expect. According to standard manufacturer definitions, verified across multiple major brands, severe service typically includes trips of less than 5 safe miles in normal temperatures, trips of less than 10 miles in freezing temperatures, extended periods of stop-and-go traffic, towing or hauling near the vehicle's rated capacity, and driving in dusty or off-road conditions. Read that list again. That description fits a significant portion of daily driving in any urban or suburban environment. If you make regular short trips, spend time in traffic, or drive in cold weather, your vehicle's manufacturer has already specified that you should use a shorter interval. It is already in your manual. It just was never the number put on the sticker in your windshield. That gap between the standard interval and the severe service interval is not a manufacturer's secret. It is in the document that came with your car. Most owners have simply never been told to look for it. Now, here is where the engine technology matters specifically, because the type of engine in your vehicle determines how much that gap between normal and severe service actually matters for oil condition. The GDI engine and oil condition. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, 73% of all light-duty vehicles produced for the 2023 model year came with gasoline direct injection. GDI has become widespread across modern gasoline vehicles, and this is the engine type most likely to be under your hood in any car or truck purchased in the last several years. In a traditional port fuel injection engine, fuel is sprayed upstream of the intake valve, and that fuel contact helps remove some of the deposits that naturally accumulate there over time. In a GDI engine, fuel is injected directly into the combustion chamber, bypassing the intake valve entirely. Without that fuel contact, carbon deposits can accumulate on intake valve surfaces over time. The rate and severity of that buildup depends on the specific engine design, the oil specification used, how the PCV system routes crankcase vapors, and how the vehicle is driven. GDI also operates at significantly higher fuel injection pressures than port injection. Those pressures, combined with the high temperatures produced by turbocharging common in GDI engines, can create conditions where oil experiences more thermal stress and, in some engines and operating patterns, a degree of fuel dilution in the crankcase. Fuel can enter the oil during cold starts and short trips when the engine does not fully warm up, and when oil temperatures stay low, that fuel evaporates more slowly. None of this means GDI engines are unreliable or that following the manufacturer's interval will automatically damage your engine. The risk depends on the specific engine, the oil specification it requires, how it is calibrated, the climate you drive in, and your driving patterns. What it does mean is that for certain engines and certain conditions, oil condition can change more quickly than the standard interval assumes. What documented oil testing has shown. In 2023, GMB North America published an analysis of used oil sampled from a turbocharged GDI vehicle at 6,580 miles, still within the manufacturer's recommended 7,500-mile interval for that vehicle. Their analysis found the oil in poor condition at that mileage. To be precise, the manufacturer's own interval said the oil should have had approximately 920 miles of useful life remaining. The laboratory analysis suggested otherwise. This is one specific test on one specific vehicle. It is not universal proof about all GDI engines or all intervals, but it is a documented example of a gap between what a standard interval assumes and what a specific oil analysis found. Blackstone Laboratories, an independent oil analysis service in the United States, analyzed used oil from a specific Hyundai Tucson GDI engine that had shown oil consumption concerns. Based on that particular sample's contamination levels, Blackstone recommended an oil change interval of approximately 1,200 miles for that specific vehicle in its current condition. That recommendation was for that vehicle, with those test results, at that point in time, not a universal recommendation for all Hyundai engines or all GDI applications. What it illustrates is that driving patterns, engine design, and individual vehicle condition can push oil degradation significantly faster than a standard interval accounts for. The Hyundai and Kia context stated accurately. Beginning around 2016, class action litigation was filed against Hyundai and Kia related to engine failures in vehicles equipped with GDI Theta, two engines produced between approximately 2011 and 2014. The lawsuits alleged specific engine defects, including issues related to manufacturing that starved engine components of adequate lubrication. In 2020, Kia reached a settlement that included extended warranty coverage and reimbursements for repairs on affected vehicles. It is important to be clear, this litigation involved alleged manufacturing defects in specific engines. It is not evidence that extended oil change intervals caused those failures, and it should not be presented as such. What the litigation does show is that GDI engines in certain configurations experienced documented lubrication-related failures, and that oil condition played a role in how those failures developed. The lesson is about the importance of oil maintenance in these engines, not a direct indictment of any specific interval. What oil actually does and how it changes. Oil performs several functions simultaneously. It lubricates moving metal surfaces and prevents direct contact. It carries heat away from components the coolant cannot reach directly. It suspends combustion byproducts and wear particles and carries them to the filter. And in modern engines, it serves as the hydraulic fluid for variable valve timing systems that control when your intake and exhaust valves open and close. As oil ages, several things can happen depending on the engine and operating conditions. The detergent and dispersant additives gradually deplete, viscosity can change under sustained heat, oxidation can alter the oil's chemistry, and fuel dilution from cold start cycles can reduce the oil's protective properties if it accumulates faster than it evaporates. The rate at which these changes occur depends on the engine type, the oil specification, the operating temperatures, the length and frequency of trips, and whether the engine reaches full operating temperature regularly. Oil that has undergone these changes does not necessarily stop lubricating immediately or catastrophically. Degradation is gradual, but the margin between adequate protection and inadequate protection narrows as the oil ages, and the rate at which that margin narrows is not the same in every engine under every operating condition. The oil life monitor, what it is and is not. Most modern vehicles display an oil life percentage, a number that counts down towards zero as you drive. Most drivers assume this is measuring the oil directly. It is not measuring oil the way a laboratory would. The oil life percentage is generally not a direct laboratory measurement of the oil's chemical condition. Most systems estimate oil condition using algorithms based on factors such as engine temperature, RPM, trip patterns, and mileage, rather than directly testing what is chemically happening inside the oil itself. These systems are generally well designed and better than a fixed mileage interval at accounting for how a vehicle is actually driven. But they have limitations. They generally cannot directly measure fuel dilution in the oil, which is one of the factors that can affect oil condition in GDI engines driven on frequent short trips. They estimate based on inputs the algorithm can access, not on a direct chemical analysis of the oil itself. This does not mean the monitor is unreliable. It means it is an estimate, and like any estimate, it operates within assumptions. If your driving pattern falls outside those assumptions, particularly if you make very frequent short trips in cold weather, the estimate may not fully reflect the oil's actual condition. When this does not apply, the honest limits. If you drive a non-turbocharged engine primarily on highway miles, reach full operating temperature regularly, and use the correct oil specification for your vehicle, the manufacturer's standard interval is likely adequate for your conditions. Modern full synthetic oils are genuinely capable of lasting the intervals manufacturers specify under normal operating conditions. Changing oil significantly more frequently than your engine requires does not improve engine protection proportionally, and it produces unnecessary waste. The point of this video is not that every driver needs to change their oil more often than the manual says. The point is that the interval in your manual was developed under assumptions about what normal driving looks like, and if your driving does not match those assumptions, your manual already accounts for that in the severe service schedule. The question is whether you have ever been told to look for it. Here is what to take from this. The interval in your owner's manual is based on a combination of engineering testing, oil specifications, environmental considerations, fuel economy requirements, warranty period assumptions, and in some cases, the cost structure of included maintenance programs. It is not a number set purely to maximize your engine's lifespan at 200,000 miles. It is a number set to work adequately for a defined set of assumed operating conditions. GDI technology now appears in 73% of light-duty vehicles produced for the 2023 model year, according to the Department of Energy. That engine technology, particularly in turbocharged applications and in certain operating conditions, can create an environment where oil condition changes more quickly than a standard interval assumes. The extent of that risk depends on the specific engine, the oil specification, and how the vehicle is driven. Your owner's manual contains a severe service schedule. It defines what qualifies as severe. Read it, compare it to how you actually drive. If your driving qualifies, the shorter interval is already there. Your manufacturer specified it. It just was not the number on the sticker. And if you want to know with certainty what condition your oil is actually in, independent oil analysis services exist that can test a sample directly. That is the most accurate information available, more accurate than any algorithm, and more specific than any general guidance, including this one. If this is the first time anyone explained what actually goes into the number in your manual, that is worth a like, because every driver who understands this makes a more informed decision for their specific engine before a problem develops. Subscribe to Your Motor Care. Every week, one automotive system explained honestly, with the sources to back it up and the caveats included. Drop a comment with this: what engine do you have? What interval are you currently following? And does your driving qualify as severe service by your manufacturer's definition? Those real-world answers are how we identify where the gap between the manual and actual driving conditions is the biggest.